Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, night, wherever you are, whenever you are watching. I'm Joyce Rainbow, and I'm here with your weekly art stream. And today I am going to be working on some Legend of Zelda fan art because I have been playing the crap out of Tears of the Kingdom, and I think it's such a great game. And I think that the design in this game is really badass. And I really like the scene where Link takes a heart piece and then all the evil just leaves him. So this is kind of what that represents here. So for those of you who are wondering what my process is like and why I have a printed version of what I'm going to do, even bring my light board on here. We're gonna do that in a minute, that's okay. So what I usually do is, since we're working on an ink piece today, I have my iPad, which is where I drew the sketch for this, or kind of like the underlayer. Music is loud. Okay, turn that shit down. All right, I turned it down a little bit. Okay, so sketched it out because we have the joy of rapid editing and sketching. It's just so much easier. It's just so much easier on the iPad. So I printed that out, and then we're gonna put it on the light pad. And I also cheer myself up this week. I got 2 new pens. And the mic just came out of its stand. Sorry about that. I wanted to move it closer to my... Oh, we have a John here. Hello. Oh, I missed you. How are you? Good to see you. But yeah, it's so a joyous day whenever you get new art supplies in the mail, and these weren't even that expensive from what I remember. I think the price of pens have been going down quite a bit. So we have 2 new pens. I'll be using them both. It's gonna be my very first time working on an actual piece with these pens. The first one is a brush sign pen. It's called a sign pen, I guess. It's by Pentel, and I'm gonna use this for like the smaller details and stuff like that. And then I have this, it's called a Fude pen, I believe. This came in Japanese, so I don't really know if I'm using it correctly. Well, I already got the ink to flood in the brush, but it's kind of like a brush pen, basically. I mean, they're both technically brush pens, but this is a brushier brush pen. So I'm going to use this to fill in more of those larger areas. And gonna put some red in here, of course. This is gonna have a background. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it today. I'm honestly a little intimidated by all the freaking detail I put in this piece, but honestly, I've been craving to do something intricate and fun. So here we are, something intricate and fun. And I'm like, every time I do something like this, I'm like, it's either gonna turn out really bad, and then I would have used all this time to make something really crappy looking. But you know what? That's okay, because art is a learning experience, and even if you make something bad, you always learn from it. Or it's gonna end up looking really badass and I'll be really happy, or somewhere in between. But no pressure, we're just here to have fun, and especially use art supplies for the first time. And with that, let me go ahead and get my light pad and set this up. In the meantime, why don't y'all tell me how your day is going, how your week has been, what, if you have any weekend plans, what's that looking like? Oh goodness, Jaw. Oh, thank you. I'm sure you're not so bad yourself. I mean, I know you primarily do painting work, but like those skills transfer. Actually, I've really been looking into painting a lot lately, and just learning more about shadow groups and shadow families. So that's something I'm trying to bring more into my art, so that I'm not just doing like coloring book pages and stuff that looks flat, because that's something that I want to improve with my art, is that I think sometimes my stuff can look pretty flat even though the lines are rendered pretty well. So I want to bring those shadows out to bring more of that form and dimension, and that's something that I've been learning from studying painting. And I think my goal moving forward with art, I want to do like 1 or 2 ink pieces, have like an ink piece and have a painting piece. And I just finished a painting piece. I just finished my phoenix. I'll bring that out for you guys. I will. Like on a small camera, and then it's gonna be a little zoomed in. But I just finished this phoenix. This was during the month that I couldn't stream because there was so much stuff going on, including my OBS being weird. But so I finished this piece and I'm pretty happy with it, and I got a lot of good feedback on this piece, so I'm pretty motivated to continue to keep painting. And I started off with an analogous color scheme for this one because I am like really wanting to nail that color theory, all like reading up on that James Gurney, Marco Bucci, and like really wanting to get that color theory down because it's scary. It's a scary, like very in-depth subject in art, and it involves so much thinking. I know you have to think when you draw, but no, I've just been wanting to be a lot more headstrong thinking about color theory and painting and color relationships. So I at least want to have one painting piece on the side. So I just finished this one. I think the next piece I finally want to tackle the commission. It's gonna be like a really big commission that my dad commissioned me 2 years ago. So I'm like, it's been weighing on my mind. I'm like, I need to get this done. It's been 2 years. So I want to do that next, now that I feel a lot more confident. Oh no, well, I'm glad that you're back. Yeah, but I was just talking about my painting and like how I've studied painting recently and how that has been kind of helping me with inking work because of grouping together shadow families and values. So that's something I like to do when I make art, is I like to take what I learn from one thing and apply it to the other thing, because there's a lot of this cross-functional learning stuff going on. So I know I've been obsessed. So I mean, it was Miko's book, and it was him who introduced James Gurney's like book to me. It was dinosaurs and stuff like that. But dude, he seriously like changed my outlook on color theory and everything like that. Dude, have you seen his YouTube videos? He had a little parrot named Mr. Kooks, like a little parakeet. And he's so sweet. I love his little videos, and I love how he can just he always paints these little like scenes out of nowhere. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna paint this airplane while I wait for my flight. Oh, they're calling boarding now. I might as well finish up and add all this detail out of nowhere. He's so good. I'm like, dude, if they were calling me up for boarding, I would freak out because I'm like, I fly Southwest, and that is like first come first serve boarding pretty much. So I am like on there. I am like, my bags are ready to go, like in that line ASAP. And he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna keep painting because I'm last, it's cool. And all this detail just comes out of nowhere. Like, how do you do it? So good. But I know he's gonna be at Lightbox Expo, which is a convention that we're gonna go to in October. So what this looks like with that on. Yeah, October is gonna be a busy month for me. Got so TwitchCon is coming up in October. I'm no longer like with Twitch. I no longer do stuff on Twitch anymore, so I won't be selling my art. However, Cryomera is going to come to visit. If you don't know Cryomera, she's a fantastic friend and artist. And she will be having a booth at TwitchCon, so I will be helping her out there. If anyone is going to TwitchCon, feel free to stop by her booth, say hello to her and to me, and like Miko will be there too. And then the following week will be Lightbox Expo, which is a convention for artists. And I've gone to CTNX in the past, Cartoon and Animation Expo, that's in Burbank, California. And Lightbox will be in Pasadena. So not too far of a drive for us, like 3-4 hours. But I'm so excited. There are gonna be so many artist classes there. If it's anything like CTNX, it's probably gonna be a lot better. And Cryomera will also be tabling there, as well as my friend Edward Joseph. So yeah, super excited. There's gonna be lots of cool art, lots of cool art lessons. And for those of you who are unable to join, they do, I don't know if they live stream, but they definitely do record their panels and put them up on the Lightbox YouTube channel, and they do have their own Discord and stuff because they were online for a while, and they do a lot of activities online. So definitely check it out, because learning art stuff is fun, and like doing it on panels. So I think a lot of their talks are geared specifically towards industry artists, like if you're looking to work in the industry, but it does apply to everyone too. I think that's a lot of the panels that I've seen on YouTube are industry oriented, but generally they're for like everyone. Oh, this is a bright. That is bright. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention what paper I'm working on today. Strathmore. Strathmore is what I use for everything. This is a smooth surface because it's the only one that I have for 11x14, but I do like working in both smooth and vellum surface. Vellum surface has a little bit of that texture on it, but it's very subtle and it's really pretty. I think this is kind of like a vellum-ish technique. It's more like a watercolor texture, but I think smooth texture is also good for markers, because I do plan on coloring this in with Copic. So, all right, let's put the ink down. I'm just like procrastinating because I'm scared once the ink is on there. It's like, oh goodness. And we're off. I know my default tool is the Tachikawa and the dip pen, but I've been taking a break from it from a while. I wanted to explore more arts, more mediums, and more different types of pens. I also want to see if I could lower the brightness intensity on this so you guys can see. That's a little better. Find that Goldilocks spot. Okay. All right, what else is new? We're like kind of getting hit with a hurricane, but like not really. But this is probably the closest that Vegas is getting hit with a hurricane, asterisk. So basically there is like Hurricane Hillary going up Baja California, and we're getting like the tail end of that. So we're getting thunderstorms all weekend, and hopefully the flash flooding won't be that bad, because we get really bad flash flooding in Vegas. At least where I live, it doesn't flood that bad when it rains, but we are in a valley. Like Vegas is in a valley. But seeing how like it's gonna be like a normal thunderstorm, but prolonged for a few days, which is very atypical for desert weather. We usually get like 100 days of sun and 100-degree weather, and then like a rapid torrential downpour of rain for 1 hour and then it goes away. But yeah, I think where we live, we're pretty safe. Like I don't plan on doing anything this weekend. I might do some video editing because I do want to work on my next video, which is how to fix up inking mistakes. So stay tuned for that. So I'll probably be working on that this weekend. I've been feeling motivated to work on some videos, but assuming that everything in Vegas goes well, it is really nice to have the weather go down from 100 degrees. It's been like 110 for a few days, down to like 70. So looking forward to that. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, I didn't think any residuals from, or I guess the outskirts of a hurricane, because it's like once a hurricane hits land, it kind of doesn't become a hurricane anymore. So for the most part, but Vegas is like so far away from the water. So it's a bit shocking for sure. Oh, I inspired you to use ink today? Oh, well, if you do use ink today, I am very excited to see what you are working on. Yeah, I miss seeing your work. I do enjoy your work. And for anyone who does want to share any of their work, we do have a Discord server, Choice Rainbow's Art Den, where all artists of all creative forms are welcome to post and share their work. That link is in the description, but eventually I'll brush up the stream to have commands and timers and such like that. It's pretty bare bones right now. I was having a lot of trouble with OBS, like a lot of trouble. So I recently switched to Streamlabs. So I basically kind of started over my stream recently, but Streamlabs has been working out so far. Oh, yeah, you don't have to be shy. I mean, like, I totally understand keeping your work to yourself, but if you ever do feel like sharing, we're definitely the first people to want to know. We're excited. I think I'll ink this the comic book way. I'm gonna experiment real quick. Because what comic book artists do is that if there's a giant area of black, they just put X right here. Well, that's what pencilists do. So that I can go back later and fill it in. So let's see how that works. I think my biggest concern with using two different types of ink medium is that the black pigment is so different. Like this one has kind of a bluer tone, so I don't know if I'll use this one. I do have one that's more of a warmer tone, so I might use that one instead. And that one would be the Higgins, so we're gonna try them both out for like smaller areas and just kind of roll with it. Yeah, kind of hard to see on camera, but you do notice those subtleties in person for sure. That light off. Yeah. But yeah, it is something that like will bother me. Or even well, most of the ink I've been using lately is more matte, so I really like that. I hate working with shiny ink. It's really stupid. Hate it. But yeah, that's like when I was drawing on my dad's armchair when I was a kid, and I was with a Sharpie, and it's black on black, and I was like, there's no way that he's gonna know that I drew on his armchair, and it was like the cool S. And, like, I just wrote a bunch of stupid stupid stuff on his armchair, but it was very apparent, and I got in trouble. Like, of course I got in trouble. It's like really stupid. Alright, we'll try it out with the other marker this time. Lighting. I could tape this actually. I like working on a slanted desk. It's good for your back. Alright, let's see what's up with this one. Like my big old face. Look at the camera. Ew. I think I like this so much better. That one isn't too bad, but it would be very obvious in giant spaces, like if I were to start working on a shirt. I like this better. So we're gonna do that. And I think this dries quicker too. I'm all for inking mediums that dry quicker. Just very convenient. All right. So we're gonna roll with that one. Whoa. I heard it, the thunder. That was so cool. We don't hear it a lot out here, so whenever I do, I'd like run outside. Except I can't do that now because I have to be here. the little details of his master's sword. Oh my god, so funny story with Breath of the Wild. I'm probably gonna do this with Tears of the Kingdom too. Sometimes when I'm almost done with the game, I just stop playing it for a very long time. Or, well, what I did with Breath of the Wild was it was like almost final boss time, right? It was getting to that point, but I just like really don't want to finish the game because I get sad. So I just do other stuff, like I just walk around or I hunt for shrines. Or I just go on there and I just do whatever. That's what I love about these games, is that you can just go on there and you can just pick a direction and then do whatever you want. And yeah, the more open world the game is, the more I'm inclined to do that. So I am kind of like, I envy people who are like in the beginning parts of the game because there's so much to explore. I love that. And like, I do want to play more open world games because I know that I would love the heck out of them, but at the same time I'm like, I can't do that to my time. Especially, oh man, don't get me started on an MMO because I will not stop. That's what I'm scared of, is like I would just not stop and that would take up all my time. So that being said, no, there's such a beautiful game. And then yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I feel like you don't really have to. I mean, it makes more sense if you play Breath of the Wild and then you play Tears of the Kingdom. But you don't have to. It's so fun. You can just do like whatever you want. I love how, well, Tears of the Kingdom has different environments, so to speak. But with Breath of the Wild, I think what I did love about that game is how they were able to emulate just about every single terrain on this planet. So it was like watching a National Geographic video or something, I don't know. Or like pretending that I'm traveling, except I'm not traveling. Looking at those beautiful travel photos. Like, golly, I wish I was there. Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of see how like painterly that part looks. Yeah, we're going with the bottom one. But my preferred games, I don't know, something about MMORPGs like Final Fantasy and JRPGs specifically. Not, did I say MMO? Not MMOs. JRPGs. Something about them is just like my favorite of all time. Like it really speaks to me, and maybe it's because I was born in the 90s, maybe because the first games that I played were JRPGs and they just have really cute stories. So they're very story driven games. So towards the end, I'm just like, I don't want to finish it. I don't want to go away. I get sad. Or when the credits roll and you just feel that sadness or bittersweet feeling of I finished the game and there's no more. I know. I dread that. So I just like before, like if I know the final boss is coming, I just take my time. I do everything. I do all the side quests I can. I just want to live in that experience forever. And it always sucks when I don't know that I'm entering the final boss, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just check behind this door, and then I don't have the opportunity to go back. I don't have the opportunity to do those side quests, and I'm just like, well, shit. Well. And then I'm like, well, you can technically go back in new game plus blah blah blah. I never do that though. I always say I am. Watching me obliterate things? What are you talking about? Like when I get mad at games so much. Well, not like salty, because I've combated my saltiness, but I get mad when like I don't think it's the end, but it is the end, and I'm just like, what? Oh. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. That's my style. I'm like, I'm gonna be so overpowered by the end of the game. It's okay, so my very first game that I played, and it has a special place in my heart, and it's probably my favorite game. It's Final Fantasy VIII and JRPG, like I mentioned. And I knew absolutely nothing about video games when I got this game, and so I was just trying to figure it all out. And for some reason, I thought that I had to level up everyone to 99. Level 99. Like, for the most part in Final Fantasy games, I level up to like 20, 30, and then I can beat the final boss, no problem. But I sat there, my like 11-year-old self sat there for months grinding my characters, all of them, to level 99, and then I got to the final boss and it was so stupid easy. I was like, what is going on? Oh, Hudson's back. Hello, how are you? Are you feeling better? I hope you're feeling better. Yes. I feel like there's been some kind of bug going around too, because, well, there's been a lot of conventions happening lately. There's been Evo, and well, I had some friends who traveled and like recently got sick with COVID, but so I feel like something going around right now. So 99. I know, I'm like, I didn't even have to do that. What am I doing? That's so silly. Yeah, I found out that there was this place on the map that you can go to, and it's all these like really buff monsters, so you can just go there and you can grind. So I was just like grinding. A new panini recipe? Oh really? I didn't know that. It took me a while. I was literally thinking about like that you were gonna make a panini, and I'm like, we don't have a panini press. That would be dope though. But I understand now. You feel much better? Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've been staying home like a lot. For those of you who don't know, I did some updates at the beginning of my last stream. So you guys can go ahead and check that out, or I can just tell you now. But I had like this slew of terrible things that happened to me in the past month. And one of those things, well, I was trying to fix my stream issues, and then I got up to get ready for stream, and then I sprained my foot. I sprained it really badly that I thought I broke it, and I couldn't walk for a month. I'm just now, I think last week I just got off crutches, but I was on crutches for a month. So I'm like, well, it's really hot anyways, so I can't really do anything. So I think during that time I just left the house to go to doctor's appointments and meet up with a couple of friends, but I was just home all the time. It sucked, but I mean, it was really hot outside anyways, so I was like, I can't really like go hiking or do the stuff that I typically enjoy doing. Oh, time for, yeah, it's like dinner time where you're at, I believe. I think you are over there. It's like 5:45, 6:45, because it's 3:45 right now. So just about that time. Yeah, I am. It's like hurting your foot sucks, and being one thing I didn't realize about being on crutches is that you can't use, not only can you not use your feet, but you can't use your hands either, because, or while you're walking anyways, because you're too busy using the crutches. So I'm like, I felt so useless, but I did play a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, so there's that. Like really play the crap out of it. Oh, okay, well, I know that you moved. I know that you moved from Colorado, but I forget where exactly you moved to. I don't remember if it's the same time zone, but I always thought you like were in the same like mountain. No, Colorado's only like an hour, huh? So you would be like 2 hours. You would be central time zone then. I see. Gotcha. For some reason I thought wherever you moved to was the same time zone. Arkansas, that's right. Like Kansas or Arkansas, one of those. Didn't want to assume. It's nice being in a central time zone because you're kind of in the middle, and here in Pacific time zone, it's like it's hard working remotely on other teams because like everyone's already awake before you are. But I mean, I do like the West Coast, and I was actually thinking about streaming earlier today, but I've been lazy today because it's been a busy week. So I was like, oh, I'll just chill on the couch and then go stream at my normal time. But that works out for you guys who are in later time zones, because I know that some people can't make it before 5 o'clock because they have work and stuff like that. I think the convenient viewing time for most people is probably in the evening. So when I stream, it's like 3 o'clock, which is like 5 or 6 in Central Eastern time zones. Whoa, that shit was loud. Sorry, I'm gonna keep commenting on the thunder. It's so cool. Well, I actually have a blackout curtain in front of me, so I can't see anything. And even if I didn't have that curtain, I put like this film over my window to make everything rainbow in the mornings. And it also helps with, I get a lot of sunlight in here. I get too much sunlight, actually. It's really hot. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting weekend. Work late night with some people in California, yeah. So do you actually work with other people across the country? Because I know you come into, I think you come into an office for work, but I didn't know if you actually worked with like people in California and stuff like that. Oh man, so we've actually been getting the tail end of a hurricane that's coming in to Baja California. So it's hurricane, I think it's technically a tropical storm for Hurricane Hillary. But I mean, supposedly by the time it hits California, it's gonna just be like a tropical storm or tropical depression, and that's kind of what we're getting and what we're gonna get all weekend. Which, it's pretty unusual to have rain just go on for days out here, because usually we get like tons of sun and then 2 hours of really, really torrential rain. And then it goes away. So that's why we do get a lot of flash floods in our city. Like, it when it rains, it pours, and that's definitely a true statement out here. Oh, okay, all across the nation, got it. Yeah, so it is convenient to be in that central time zone, I believe. Yeah, well, in some parts of our city, no. Where I live, it's pretty good though. Like, we're in a pretty good spot. But it definitely, like, I anticipate it to get pretty bad in some parts of the city. Last time it stormed really bad. There were all, yeah, like our sportsbook casino, one of the pipes broke and there was all this water just pouring through the sports betting screen. And casinos have like leaks in their ceilings, and this always happens. I'm like, why? You could prevent this. And then people are still playing blackjack under the tables and like nothing's happening. Like, Vegas is so weird. But yeah. But yeah, it's been kind of a drier summer. Like, last summer was had a little more rain. It was nice. We had snow in our mountains up until June, actually, which is a very rare sight to see. Dude, like, you can just go to casinos and people watch, and you can understand how weird people are. Vegas. But yeah, we've been getting kind of a drier summer. But it's pretty funny because there's these really, really small itty bitty rain clouds that come in every once in a while, and they're very strong. Like, there's gonna be lightning and thunder, and like there was even hail at some points. Not here, but other parts of the city, but it's like very small. It like covers one zip code essentially. And then it just goes away, and then it's very hot. And I'm like, what was that? Oh yeah, you went there for a bowling tournament. How'd you do? Hello, welcome in, reindeer. How are you today? Working on some Legend of Zelda fan art. It's like cartoonish, I know. Dude, last year? Was it last year? Maybe it was early this year, actually. It snowed quite a bit. It actually snowed. We had like this Dippin' Dot type of snow that came in. It was interesting. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, feel free to, if anyone has not yet subscribed to my channel, I do stream weekly and I upload YouTube videos whenever I can. I'm actually working on one this weekend, getting all the editing done, and I just cover content with like art tips and like art business stuff and techniques. Yeah, it was really cool. Even like Los Angeles got some, like, it's so weird. Los Angeles. Oh, you did your best game at the bowling tournament? That's awesome. I suck at bowling. I mean, we would do it sometimes with my family growing up, but yeah, that's like really close to a perfect game. Hello, Jez. Welcome in. How are you? Dang, that's a lot of money for a bowling tournament. What the heck? That's so cool. You should go to more bowling tournaments. Where you would sit, I would probably be like a 95. It would be really sad. I'm the type of person who needs bumpers. Oh, it's 1 in the morning. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's quite late. I'm doing pretty well. I'm over at, I'm based out of Las Vegas actually. So it is about 4 o'clock here. But yeah, doing really well. It's the weekend and just working on some Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom fan art, and if anyone has played that game or Breath of the Wild, I hope you can understand how amazing this game is. You don't want to get that. Wait, were you drunk the whole time you were bowling? Is that how you got such a high score? Your bowling experience consists of— me too. I'm really good at Wii Sports though, Wii Sports bowling, because it's not real, so I'm good at it. You're playing Roblox right now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that's a really popular game. I have not played it yet. I know that's one of the newer games that's more popular. Should you quit? No, you should. If you enjoy it, you should keep playing it. You have never played a Zelda game? So my first Zelda game was actually— my first Zelda game was Twilight Princess, believe it or not. And then I really enjoyed it, and then I explored some more of the older Zelda games. Like, I was like, okay, I do want to I want to explore more of this series. Yours too. Dude, I felt so weird telling people that. I'm like, who starts at Twilight Princess? That's so weird. But from there, I started playing Ocarina of Time, and then I really loved it, but I never got a chance to finish it. So I think after I play Tears of the Kingdom, I'll go play Ocarina and actually finish it. I tried playing Wind Waker and I hated it. It's like this stupid ocean in Wind Waker is really stupid. And Majora's Mask was really cool, except for there's this point where I hate being timed in video games. I love to explore things, but in Majora's Mask, they time you. You have 3 days to do something, and I hated that, so I couldn't finish Majora's Mask either. You woke up with money, and if you so you had like no idea how you just ended up with all this money. That's so Vegas. You like, whoa. I guess I won. Man, that's crazy. Well, at least, you know, typically when people come to Vegas, they wake up and they lose money. So you had a good outcome there, so that's good. Your first Zelda was Minish Cap. What? Which one was that on? I don't think I'm familiar with that one. Oh, yeah, I think the NES Zelda is like, I don't know if it had a subtitle to it. I think it was just like just Legend of Zelda, like the OG one. How far did I get? I don't think I did. I just remember trying to get somewhere and the ocean being really, really big. And then after being in the ocean for like 20 minutes, like 20 actual real minutes, I would either get eaten up by an octopus or one of those whirlwind thingies would come by, and then I would have to start over, and I'm like, I hate that. That makes me salty. So, so I stopped. Oh, it was a Game Boy Color game. Okay. You recommend it? What's really cool about not only the Legend of Zelda games, but a lot of the older games too, even Final Fantasy games, you can access them on the Switch. So, well, I have Steam, so usually when I play older Final Fantasy games, I play on Steam. And then, but the Switch has them now, so for those who don't have a computer to play games on, or there's probably a bigger library on Steam, or on the Switch actually, because I don't think Steam has Nintendo games. That's accessible. Oh, is that what that means? Dang, I just got ink all over this. That's okay. Because you know what? My next YouTube video is about how to get rid of that stuff. Oh no, you got teamed on? Is it like one of those, kind of like versus games? I actually don't know. I don't know if it's like similar to Minecraft or what's that, or Fortnite in a way. Like, I play a lot of older games. Like, I don't know. Except for Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. It was more maze-like than a puzzle Oh, okay. Well, a maze is a type of puzzle, actually. So I guess that counts. There's a lot of detail in this gauntlet, so I'm gonna save that for last. Just draw around it. Start drawing up here. I'm like scared to draw the hands. When I was sketching out the hands, it took me a really long time because I'm trying to get more of like those shadow shapes to build up my ink drawing, so it's not just line art. So I have to do that with like hands and fingers. It's quite difficult, and I'm somewhat trying something new too. It'll be fine. I'm thinking if this really fails, I'll either start over. I don't mind doing that, or I'll just publish a digital copy. But yeah, I do love playing older games. Oh, Fion's here! Oh goodness, hello! I loved all your little art videos lately, and you like, when I mean little, like Fion has this like really tiny sketchbook. Like it's amazing. And you've been doing all these little paintings in there and stuff. How are you? It's so good to see you. Another wonderful artist from Twitch. Your hands are just giant. I know. It's like, oops. No, that's pretty funny. Oh, it's so good for you to be here. Yeah, how have you been? Have you been streaming a bit, or I know you've been coming a lot with a lot of. I've been really enjoying your shorts and your little like art videos you've been putting together. I know I need to fill up my tiny sketchbook again because I like tiny sketches, but tiny paintings I'm really bad at. I paint big. I paint on I excel with big canvases, and I actually find it harder to paint on tiny canvases. Oh, okay. Yeah, videos are definitely the way to go now. And I'm trying to double down with streaming on YouTube and just trying to build up YouTube in general, because I really want to start teaching people stuff and help people out and make content that's gonna be there for until the end of time, or however long YouTube's up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, trying some new stuff here, trying not to focus so much on making, with my inking work, not make it too line art looking, and just more of something with textures and form, and just make it more interesting and cool. And in order to do that, I just gotta try some new stuff and take a risk, and it might suck, but that's how you get better. But yeah, I love tiny sketchbooks because you can fit them in your bag or your pocket. And I know that Sketch Wallet even sells these. It's literally a sketchbook and a wallet all in one. So that's kind of neat if you're into that. I know I have a couple friends who use it, and they're great for ideas you get on the go or when you're just inspired while you're out and about and you're like, man, I gotta sketch this. That's something that I like to get into habit of doing. Is in my sketchbook I have so many like scratch looking things, and it's just me to like jot down these ideas that I get out of nowhere, and they might not make any sense when I'm looking at them, but it helps, because if I don't do that, then I'm like, man, I had this really cool looking idea and now I don't remember what that looks like. So dysgraphia, what is that again? Is that's not because I know we were talking about the other thing, which is where you can't visualize something in your head, unless that's the same thing. It's like the opposite of synesthesia. It's where like you can't visualize I don't want to say lack of imagination, because everyone has an imagination, but it's like lack of that visual, like seeing things in your head before you draw them. Aphantasia, that's what it's called. Yeah, I know we were talking about aphantasia. Oh, okay. Yeah, little mini ones. Yeah, they're really cute. And I think you've been working with them with watercolor, which is a great medium for, I think if I were to paint small, I would use watercolor. Oh, okay, gotcha. So that would be for freeform. Well, it's like, yeah, even what I'm doing right now isn't very freeform. And I'm trying to rely less on my sketch, like, because if I rely too much on my sketch and try to follow everything, it can make my drawing look a little stiff, which is something that's definitely happened. But yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit more like use it as a guide and not so much as like you have to draw these lines. Yep, lots of practice. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for lurking and stopping by, and I can't wait to see your new videos that you're coming out with. Oh yeah, let me know if you're also uploading on YouTube, because I know I see you on Instagram and TikTok, but yeah, if you're uploading on YouTube, which I highly recommend you should, because they're really pushing out shorts now. Let me know and I'll give you a follow. Oh, okay, gotcha. I will give you a follow. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna probably be doing over the weekend, is editing videos, editing. And well, I use Premiere as my editing software because I already have an Adobe subscription, so it just comes with that. But it used to be a painstaking process. But after my first couple of videos, first 2-3 videos, it's actually not that bad, because I looked up how to use hotkeys. And trust me, when you use software, like Adobe software, especially video editing software, hotkeys are the way to go. Like that really helped out my video editing process tremendously. Oh, look at that shadow. He kind of looks like Shadow Link or like darkness. That's cool. I want him to look badass. Do I have any videos I recommend on video editing that really helped? I am really hoping that I saved them. If I do come across, which I will, I do want to go back and take a look at these videos. There is one that I found specifically that was like, here are all the hotkeys that will save your life. So that really helped. But I don't know if you're looking like, are you looking to speed up your workflow or just general like how to, or do you have a specific software that you're looking into? I hate editing shorts on my phone because it just like it's not very intuitive using my phone. It sucks, so to speak. So and like I do want to go back into making shorts, but I think I want to focus on getting some a little bit more long form content out there and reaching some monetization goals. And then I do want to like get back into making shorts because shorts are good for like bringing people to your channel and to your page, but they're not really like long form is better for like retention and monetization and getting people to know you better. I know. It's like, so I've taught, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a university design fundamentals instructor, and I did that for a semester and a half, and I taught students how to use Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign, all that Adobe Suite stuff. So it's the most challenging thing about teaching is that you have to remember that people are not, they don't have the same fundamentals that you have when you teach. So oftentimes when explaining something, it can be kind of hard to remember that, and then typically that can be skipped over. So that's why when I do try to teach, I actually look up teaching videos so I can be like, make sure that I don't miss anything when I explain stuff. Because a lot of people, when they explain stuff and they're not really good at teaching, they're like, yeah, just do this, draw the rest of the effing owl, you know, type of situation. And then it's just like, what are you talking about? So I try not to do that. Where's I going with this? But hotkeys, yeah, hotkeys. So that's something that I tend to forget sometimes when teaching people stuff. I'm like, yeah, just like copy and paste. And then, but it's like sometimes those hotkeys aren't there. Where like it really helps. It really helps with any software. So that's one thing I try to teach people in the beginning is like, these are the hotkeys, memorize them. It'll make your life better. Trust me. Oh, you have Premiere too. Okay, gotcha. I know that DaVinci Resolve and Premiere are the two more popular softwares. I think DaVinci Resolve is free. So whereas like Premiere comes with a subscription. Um, 3D models. Oh, okay. I didn't know you do that. That's really cool. You were supposed to be like, I know, it's okay. Reindeer. Yeah, just ignore people if they're like trolling you online and stuff like that. That's what I do. It makes them mad. Yeah, sometimes when I do teach people hotkeys, at the beginning it's kind of, I feel like you have to really just play around with the software first, because if I just hand you a list of hotkeys, if it's your first time there, it's like, what am I looking at? You know? So yeah, just play around with the software, and then once you're like, okay, I know what I want to do, I just need to do it faster. That's where the hotkeys really come in. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, 3D modeling, that's like one thing I was never able to get down. I did a Blender tutorial once. Long ago. And I failed, so. But I would like to try 3D sculpting. Like, what interests me was 3D is sculpting, because I really want to get into sculpting so I can have a better understanding of how to render out form and stuff like that. I know I was making this donut and it exploded. I'm like, I don't know what happened. But Miko's good at Blender. We were doing the tutorial together and I dropped out. I was like, no, I can't do this. You're the okayest. You know a lot more than me and probably most people. Your donut turned out fine. There's that at least. Oh, gotcha. Technical stuff. Yeah, technical stuff has that advantage of having more of a formula to go off of. Blender is so cool because it is a open source free software, and which is amazing with the price of software out there these days. And it's refreshing to have something that's accessible and open source so that anyone can learn how to do cool stuff. Yes, do it. And then we can see your creations in Discord. See if this ink splatters dry. We'll probably erase it towards the end. Very easy stuff to fix. Yeah, I think Blender can be a little processor heavy. I think my computer at the time, I use a MacBook now, but my computer at the time was able to handle that stuff okay. I love drawing these like swishy things. That's actually why I wanted to draw this piece, because it doesn't really have to look like anything and it looks cool, so it removes a lot of pressure, whereas like hands have to look like hands. Oh, gotcha. The storage. Yeah. Are you planning on increasing your internal storage, or you just use external storage? Yeah, it's like with all the video stuff I'm doing, eventually I'm gonna need like some extra terabytes space. Man, I remember when a terabyte was a lot. I mean, it still is, but I remember when that was a lot. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I said, the good thing is storage, that technology just expands so quickly that the prices tend to go down fairly quick. Like I think a little terabyte, like even like the little terabyte discs or hard drives are pretty affordable now. I forget how much they go for, but they're not that expensive when I last checked. Ooh, 8 terabytes in a VR headset. That is the setup right there. I'd like a VR headset one day, but I think I want to wait until they come out with wireless ones, because I've used the wired ones before and it's kind of like scary. Like I might trip on something. Turn off the lights. Yeah, that looks... Whoa, that line art's so cool. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it so far. You know what game was really fun on VR? Beat Saber. And you get one heck of a workout too. I would love to play that game again once I get my wireless set up in the future. And I would have arms for days. Dude, that like it's seriously a workout. Like my arms felt so buff after playing Beat Saber. Oh, gotcha. So you need, well, we have Steam. Yeah, I forget what the other, I think that I guess the other VR headset, you would need Facebook, huh? Kind of lame. Lame. They also have this really cool art program in VR called, I don't think it had a really special name. I forget what it's called, but you can paint things in 3D. It's really cool, and then you can walk through other creations of what people have painted in 3D, and sometimes the retracted. Sometimes the brushes can even be music reactive, which is really dope. Oh, that's not bad. I feel like that was a price of 1 terabyte like 3 years ago. Hey, I'm gonna have to get me some storage soon. Rush. I think I had... Lights are kind of flickering on this one. I turn it down. I think it was just called like... it's... I swear, towards the end of stream, I'm gonna remember and be like, aha! Dang, 18 terabytes. Like, what are you doing with so much space? The only thing I am paranoid about, though, with external hard drives is that they break, and then you can't get any of that stuff back if they break. Because I had that happen to me. It was a long time ago, but I dropped my external hard drive and I lost all my stuff that was on there. So it's like, I try to just upload stuff on the cloud. But the cloud has a subscription service, which I don't like paying subscription services. That's like losing money indefinitely. I don't like that. I like having money indefinitely. Yeah, I guess if you're vigilant and you back up your backups, then it's probably fine. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's, oh my gosh. That's a lot. That's a lot. 3 months of work. Well, it's 3D, so I could imagine that could be some pretty heavy stuff. Why would it point 1 billion? It's like, what does that translate to DPI? Because the most I've scanned is like 1200 DPI. Oh, okay, so it's like like one of those, I can imagine one of those images to where you like zoom in and you can keep zooming in like Google Earth, but it looks really tiny at the beginning. But when you zoom in, there's all this detail. So yeah, that stuff I could imagine being pretty heavy. Hmm. Oh, that's a small amount of DPI, but it must be like it's really large in other metrics. Back in my day, my dad backed up all our stuff on CD-ROMs, and then it would be like Joyce backup one. That was also back when we all shared one computer. It would be like Joyce's stuff 1, Joyce's stuff part 2, and I probably had the most stuff because I was already like a preteen or whatever, so I use a computer a lot. And yeah, we just have all these writable CD-ROMs, and it seemed very tedious backing up everything. Oh wow, like Google Earth. Can't imagine how many terabytes all those like Google Earth type of files are. I know, CD-ROMs. I feel like they existed in such a short time in history. Because they kind of just came and went. Same with DVDs. It was DVDs for a little bit, and then I was like, nope, it's Blu-ray now. Like in middle school, we would all have like our CD cases and have like mixtape CDs and CD copies of stuff, have our collections, like carry it with us. Walkmans, bring it with us on field trips and stuff. But yeah, it was not too long before that it was all tape recordings, and like I still grew up with a tape recorder and or just a cassette tape player. I even had, growing up, dude, I'm not even this old, but growing up I even had a black and white Macintosh and the screen was like no bigger than this piece of paper, but it was just a computer that my brother had. Man, this thing was probably from the 80s. I wasn't even around in the 80s, but I still use that thing as a kid until I couldn't. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it just stopped working or I don't know. But there were some games on there, actually. There was this Carmen Sandiego game, which was pretty cool. And then there was a print shop software to make these really cool looking black and white cards. It was these like cheesy little designs on them. I'm like, that's cool. Like you can print something out from software back in the 80s. Black and white. Programmer. Oh goodness. Oh, that sucks. I've had to do that for work back when I worked at an office, and I was even like an artist, like that was my job title, but I since I was like one of the lower ranking artists, they were just like, you need to back up all these files, And it took me 4 days. I just sat there on this computer and just like backing up files for 4 days. I'm like, this really sucks. I hate being a lower tier artist. They make you do all this stuff like that. Oh man, that sucks for like 23 hours. Yeah, that's pretty strict. Can't leave the room. Alright, I think it's about that time I work on these hands because we're starting to get lower on the page. Alright, we can do this. Make some adjustments on my iPad screen. The line art a little bit. I'm gonna try my best to ink. Like, I wish I need like an arm that can do better zoom, so I can see all these tiny details. But I'm gonna try my best to ink around the details. But if not, I do have this stuff, which I can always go back and use it. But for the most part, I like to ink like around the stuff. Yes, that's the game, Tilt Brush VR. It's so much fun. And you don't even really have to be an artist to use it. Because I tried to draw something in there and it's hard because it's not like drawing or painting, because you're sculpting in this 3D space and it's different. But I made like this rainbow sloth head. It was fun, and it's fun to walk around in that stuff. But what's really fun is checking out galleries of what other artists have made and walking around in them. Like, some artists have made cities, and you just load it up and you can walk around in this VR city. It's so cool. Stuff. Yeah, so Tilt Brush, and it's just like you can set your background. I like setting my background in outer space, so when I'm walking around in VR, it's like it makes it look like I'm in outer space, floating around in outer space, and it's this really cool feeling. tiny little tails. There's like the whole on his arm thingies. Like armor. Is that redundant? Shin guards? No, shin's like the legs, but whatever. These things, there's like the whole like spiral symbol in there. And I don't want to draw the whole thing because it's not realistic with this type of lighting to show the whole thing, but man, it's tiny. Like that insignia, the Hyrule insignia. If I was a hacker, in a game, I probably wouldn't play it because I like to challenge myself. Sprint, hello, welcome in. How are you today? Oh, I see, like, is that a Zelda logo? Got some more Zelda fans coming in here. Currently working on some Tears of the Kingdom fan art. Oh, I appeared and recommended. Awesome. Oh, welcome in. Yeah, I'm always excited to see how people have come across my streams on YouTube because I know YouTube doesn't have that great of a discoverability. So I'm still like fairly new to YouTube in general and YouTube streaming. I think I started streaming here about in June, yeah. But I have been streaming on Twitch prior to this, and I've been doing that for about 2.5 years, so I'm not entirely new to streaming, but I am new to this platform. So that's really cool. Glad you were able to find my stream. I do stream about every week or so. I've been doing Fridays a lot lately because that's where I can find the time at the end of the week to do that. But yeah, it's pretty chill here. We got a good little community going on. We just like to listen to music and hang out. We probably talk about food every once in a while, so if you're hungry, I'm sorry. I'm actually pretty hungry right now, not gonna lie. But I'm good to be here for, maybe just stream for like another hour or so, I'll be here. Yeah, we're pretty chill. It's raining pretty hard again. Pizza night. You know what? I'm okay with that. I've actually been thinking about pizza lately. I don't know why that's such a funny saying. I've been thinking about pizza a lot lately. So we can do that. We can do some pizza. Pizza's great because it gives you leftovers for the next day, and next day pizza ain't so bad. Layer. Wait, what? Half a oh. Be careful of this light. It kind of strobes sometimes. Eating half of one, like half of a slice or half of a pie. That's what Reddit told you, and you're gonna believe Reddit? Gosh. I don't know, maybe it's the tomatoes and stuff. Half a pie. Oh, the little like brick oven pizza. What do you call it? That fancy style of making pizza. You know, like the 4 meat topping. That's what I used to get as a child. I'm like, I want everything. I hated vegetables as a child too. I was like, I want like the sausage and the pepperoni and the bacon. And now I'm like the complete opposite. Well, I can't even like think of that many. Insane. Man, we've had some pretty insane pizza toppings in our life. Remember when I ordered pizza on stream and there turned out to be a shit ton of arugula on it and it became a thing? Too much arugula. And it was funny because I was doing it like unboxing style, like, whoa. It was supposed to be this fig and prosciutto pizza and it sounded really cool. And I opened it and it was just like lawn clippings. I still have that clip somewhere. How's that looking so far? I'm gonna draw. This is like, I'm currently drawing the hand that he gets in the beginning of the game. It's all like, dude, it totally grossed us out when he had that hand and it looks all like a zombie. All gross. I'm like, dude, this game's gonna be gnarly. But it's just Raru's hand. But man, he has like all the rings on it. We'll have to see. I think the rain's kind of been on and off today. But hopefully by evening it'll be kind of died down. bit, so it'll be fine picking it up. I still am hearing that thunder in the distance though. Did take reference pictures of my hands for this, so maybe I'll go look at them just to confirm I'm on the right track. Looks like his hands are on fire. That's cool. I think we did the first side. First side all right. Like, once again, this piece is gonna have a background, but it's gonna be simple. Tears of the Kingdom has this circular Zen circle theme going on, so I think I'm gonna incorporate that. But I might save that for another day, since today I just want to focus on inking as much of this as possible. I thought it would be really cool to leave the heart red too, because it just like get that pop. Make it interesting. Move on to these accessories down here, and then do the second hand. And then we can start shading stuff in. Hello, welcome back. Considering taking a snack break myself. My old streams, they used to go for like 4 hours long. I would always have snack breaks. But I think I'll just wait for the pizza. You wanna know what I do when I'm bored? I watch YouTube videos. It's kind of what I've been doing a lot lately, just to learn more about YouTube as a whole. Link's got these, like... Dude, I gotta say though, in Tears of the Kingdom, the drip in that game is so good. Like, the outfits you can get in this game, like, I've been trying to get them all for real. And I think I'm currently drawing his champion's tunic or something like that, which is not that bad. Got a little bit more detail in there, kind of Kingdom Hearts-esque in a way. Turn this piece sideways so I can focus on those little clothing details down here. Now, technically this won't really show if it's in shadow, but there's some things I'm choosing to some designs I'm choosing to appear in the drawing just to make it look interesting, and Once again, it's kind of like a new style I'm experimenting with. What that looks like with the light off for a bit. We're on the right track. Oh, this is actually drying up pretty well. For those of you who missed it, I used 2 different types of pens to test which filler ink do I want. It's a close call, that's for sure. But I still think I'm gonna go with the bottom one. Time to draw these energy wells. I think it's a pretty neat feature of this game. You can use them to like build stuff, whatnot. Which is definitely, it has a learning curve to it. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this part right here. I think when it comes to the inking stage, having a really good line art layer helps me just go through it pretty quickly. Like last stream we did 2 drawings. They were simple drawings nonetheless, but they were pretty quick because I got the line art was already established. And this definitely took me some time. I think maybe like 5 hours? Yeah. Oh, welcome back, Jaw. You know, I know, were you talking about angel food cake last time you were here, or you were making it for some reason? I do kind of want... Oh, there's this bubble tea shop in the neighborhood that sells this cheesecake, and it's not like your typical cheesecake. It's like kind of like that angel cake consistency, but it has that milk tea. It's kind of like if you had a pastel de tres leches, which is Spanish for cake of 3 milks. So it's kind of like this milky cheesecake. It's so good. It's so good. I've kind of been craving that, not gonna lie. Soft. Soft food. I do like food that has an interesting texture to it. Soft. You were probably, I know, I was like, I want to see your baking creations. I haven't really baked. I haven't baked in a really long time. Yes, it's a Japanese cheesecake. That's what it is. Yeah. Because it is from like a bubble tea shop. Which, it was unique because I actually, like, my thing that I'm the best at baking at, out of all the things I've baked, which is not much, is cheesecake. And I've done it enough times to where I can kind of tell what I need to improve it. Like, the first 1 or 2 times I was making a cheesecake, like, cheesecake is good no matter what, really, but it was like it would rise too much and then the top would be cracked and burnt. So through some trial and error, I figured out how to do it so that it's like soft and smooth at the top. You have to bake it in a water bath, and then there's some other little tips, like the temperature of the ingredients. They have to be like room temperature dairy and stuff like that. And I've even made ube cheesecake too. I wanted to make ube cheesecake. Now that the holidays are kind of coming up around the corner, I guess I gotta start baking again. That's kind of what entices me to bake if I have other people to share it with, which is usually around holiday time. But yeah, ube is this. It's a yam. It comes from purple yam, which is a popular Filipino dessert, but it's been getting more and more popular lately. Seeing ube stuff out there. So I think it's pretty good. A lot of Filipino desserts are based off of purple yam. But yeah, that's my thing that I like to make, and so it was unusual for me to see like different cheesecake styles. I was like, oh, this is a cheesecake? It actually wasn't what I was expecting at all, but I ended up really enjoying it anyways. I was like, that is not, because I expected a cheesecake, like American style cheesecake, but I ended up really enjoying it. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but it was pretty good, not gonna lie. It was good. Yeah, I don't bake a lot. I used to. When I was living with my parents, I would bake quite often. Now I haven't really done a lot of cooking or anything lately because of my injury. But now that I've been able to literally stand on my own 2 feet again, I'm starting to like cook more stuff again. I try to do like one fun dish per week, like where I look up a recipe and try to make it like really tasty and fun. So I had these portobello mushrooms in my fridge that I've been using to make mushroom burgers for a while, but I kind of got tired of them as burgers. So I was like, what am I gonna do with these portobello mushrooms without having to leave the house and get more ingredients? Like, okay, there's like this recipe for mushroom fries, and it's just basically like panko covered mushrooms that you deep fry, and it was actually really easy to make. And typically whenever I've deep fried stuff, it can sometimes be a very tedious process because you have to deep fry in batches, and then you gotta like coat things and stuff like that, but mushrooms fry very, very quickly. So we had that. think I was initially kind of underwhelmed by them, but I can see potential for them being a little more tastier if I add more stuff to it, so I'll probably do that again. Oh goodness, look who it is! Oh, Polar Martian's here. Hello, welcome in. It's good to see you. I don't know if you've stopped by YouTube before, but certainly glad you're here. How are you today? You know, I miss all my Twitch friends. I'm so glad that some of you guys are here. It makes me really, really happy. Yeah, I'm typically on here. I try to be here once a week and give or take, you know? And I think I usually stream on Wednesdays, but lately it's been Fridays because my week has just been so busy. So, but yeah, I usually post. I actually schedule my streams ahead of time so you can see them on Discord. And I think I've just been posting them on Discord too, like whenever I stream ahead of time. But yeah, I do like streaming between the hours of 3 to 6 Pacific Standard Time, so whatever that would be in wherever you guys are. Like the day might change, but like the times are usually the same. Oh, I found me on recommended. Yeah, you're the second person who said that, so that's really cool that I'm showing up on people's recommended feeds. And because I was a little concerned about YouTube's discoverability for live streams, because it's definitely not like Twitch where you can easily find someone when they're live streaming. I think they have that. They do have a category for gamers and stuff, but they don't really have one for artists here. So, but what's really cool about YouTube is that I've been using YouTube a lot more and like watching more art videos and just stuff that I like and checking it out, you know. But they have, once you watch someone's content, they're really good at like pushing more or like providing you more stuff to watch from that person. And it's gotten to the point where like sometimes I'll watch someone's stuff and then I'm like, okay, I'm not really sold on subscribing to their channel yet, because like, oh, this is okay. And then like the algorithm will push me more stuff, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll watch some more stuff until I'm like, okay, fine. You sold me. So anyways, I'm glad that you found me through recommended. That's really cool. I'm glad you're here. What have you been up to? I know it's been quite a while since we've last caught up. I have been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. What else? A lot of stuff happened. I just recovered from a foot injury, so I can more or less, I still have to, like when I work out, I have to do the workouts or the yoga where it avoids putting pressure on the foot. But other than that, I've recently just started being able to walk around and stuff. Like it was sad for a month I couldn't walk. Playing games. What you been playing? Yeah, that grind, I feel it. Like that's why I've been like streaming later in the week. It's just been so dang busy lately. Yeah, I don't even have a good story to tell you guys about how I injured my foot. I was basically just working on fixing my stream issues. I got up while my foot was asleep, and then I walked on it in an awkward way. And I'll spare you guys the details because I've described this to people and they've like they've cringe, so I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through that, but it was pretty bad. Let's just say that. I am enjoying them. I think something I do get scared about with my pens, specifically pens like this, is that I don't think this one's refillable. So I get really sad if I use a pen that I really like and then it goes dry. That's actually what happened with this one right here. There is this Tombow pen, and I love this pen, and I use it for everything, and then it just went dry, but I can't refill it, and it makes me sad. And like, I could get another one, but that makes me sad for some reason. I like my refillable pens. It makes me feel eco-friendly. Like, sometimes I just use pens so much. I remember when I was doing a lot of artwork with Copics, and I would just use them up so quickly, but Copics are refillable though. That's a good thing. Baldur's Gate, Thronefall, Sengoku Dynasty. I haven't heard of any of those games. I'm so out of the loop. I've just been like playing this one. But no, that's true. So many games are coming out, and so many games have been coming out lately. I know Diablo was a good one, or a big one that came out recently. It's probably good. I mean, I haven't played a lot of Diablo, so I don't know. Yeah, I really can't add up quickly. Like, when I'm in love with a pen, I just use the heck out of it until it's gone. And then I'm like, damn it. I also on that Diablo grind. I've only played a little bit of the second game. That's all my experience I've had with Diablo. I just remember there was a lot of clicking. But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I'm like, I wish my pens, all of them were refillable. I just want to keep them forever and just refill them. Like, I feel really bad throwing pens away, even if they're out of ink, because I'm just like, but I want this. Or sometimes I'll keep them, and I'll keep them for years, and I'm like, maybe one day the ink will just like condense at the bottom, and I'll have a few more uses out of it. So in my ink bag, my pen bag, yeah, I still have a few of those pens in there. Like, maybe one day you'll have stuff you'll be usable again if I just leave you alone for a while. Then I keep trying and I'm like, nope. I know. It does make me sad sometimes. Save so much. Well, good thing that there are some pens that are like that. But the thing about traditional artists like us, we just go through so many supplies. And that's why I've given up on trying to collect anything except for art supplies and art books, because I already have too much stuff. And I don't like having a lot of stuff, because the way I think about it is that I'm only 32 years old and I plan on being around for a lot longer, and the more I live my life, the more I'm just gonna have more stuff, and I don't know where to put it. So yeah, I'll keep it down to like art supplies and art books. And then it's like, if I do receive stuff, I'd prefer them to be experiences or stuff that I can eat. My ideal gift these days if it's not art supplies. I know, me too. Well, I have to, actually no, I still get prints, but I get smaller prints now. And that's actually why I've been selling smaller prints lately. I have some in my shop, by the way. If you guys haven't checked it out, I do have some little 5x7 prints. Because I realized that I'm running out of room for the bigger ones, and I do like big prints too, but so I do collect like smaller prints now, and I like art books. I do like collecting people's art books, and I like stickers. I love getting stickers from my art friends because I can never have too many stickers. Actually, I have a lot of stickers. I have too many stickers, but at the same time, not enough. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, I can never have too many stickers. That's why with my merch, I'm trying to diversify, because I did start off with prints, and as an artist selling your work, it is easy to start off with prints, and you should start off with prints, because that's something simple to make. But like, I have stickers and I have apparel, and I really do want to like make more apparel. I think with conventions and stuff coming up next year, that'll be my drive to get back into apparel making and have some new stuff in the shop. 3D printing me? Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool if you could 3D print me a cheesecake. My dog is crying to that for some reason. So cool. I know. I'm like, one day we're all gonna be able to 3D print food for each other, and it'll be great. I know, I'm like, give me 50. I want all of it. Yeah, I do like collecting other people's art too. It's hard not to. Especially as an artist, you just like appreciate the little like things that they make. Tote bag, huh? Okay, noted. I'm thinking about making tote bags next. I started out with screen printing. I do have 3 designs up right now, and I do have like hoodies with the designs on them. I think that was a good place to start, is shirts, but now that I've kind of got my feet wet in the apparel and screen printing side of things, I think I'm ready to be a little bit more adventurous and explore like bags and other colors of shirt. It's so hard to stray from black as a shirt. Like, I don't know what color to make, but I'm willing to be more adventurous now. And I think when I design for future apparel and bags, I think I want to make designs specifically that can specifically look good. I think that was my dog. He has a really big head. But yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that. That scared the shit out of me. But yeah, so I anticipate making more designs in the spring, because there are some conventions that I have a feeling that I did just apply to them, but I will probably get into at least one of them. And so I'll be making apparel for those conventions, and that's around like March, April. So yeah, tote bags, black, white, or dark green. Yeah, I'm definitely digging like, well, my right now I have black and I have ice gray, which is kind of like this tan gray color. I like it. I think it's pretty good alternative to white. But I do want to explore, be brave, test out different colors. Dark green. I just see dark green. Like, can't go wrong with that. Some like maybe navy blue or gray. I wear a lot of gray. This shirt's dark gray. I love gray colors. That's actually my favorite color to wear is gray. Or shade if you want to be technical about it. I actually love the color gray as an aesthetic. Like, I want my next car to be gray. Rainbow. Yeah, I know. I have been thinking about making designs on rainbow tie-dye shirts too. So you're not wrong, because that actually has been something that I've been thinking about. Can't decide what color you want to wear? Wear them all. And it's probably gonna be like a limited run type of thing, because I have tie-dye set and I've never tie-dyed before, and that's something that I really want to do. So I'm probably gonna tie-dye like a handful of shirts, because I can't do over 100. That's gonna be ridiculous. But probably tie-dye a handful of shirts and then get designs printed on them. I actually did have a friend commission me a few years back to do a design on a white shirt, and then the screen print was in white, so it was white on white, and then he tie-dyed it. He tie-dyed it, and it looks pretty cool. So maybe something like that, or like I think black shows up better on tie-dye actually. How's that hand look? It's actually looking all right. It's looking all right. Hands are scary, but we shouldn't be scared of them. They're just shapes. I do want to make a tutorial on how to draw hands, if anyone's interested in that, because I feel like a lot of people are scared drawing hands. I'm still scared, honestly. But at the end of the day, it's really not that scary. There's formulas to it. One thing I do want to note is that when you draw hands, it helps to draw a line, like this curve of where the knuckles are and where the tip of the fingers are, because that way it helps give you that structure of where the fingers are gonna go. Favorite piece. Oh shoot. Favorite piece? What? Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I've really been trying to get better and better. That's like my #1 goal with art. Just to keep learning and keep getting better. And I just want to be badass. Yeah, so that's cool. That's so flattering. Thank you. I hope I don't ruin it. It's like it could look really cool right now, and then I could just completely ruin it when I start shading it in or put it in the background. I don't know. No, I think it's gonna be fine. I think at this point, the cool thing about inking is that it looks nice when during the process. It looks fine. Like you can tell if it's going to be fine as you work on it, because it looks fine. With painting though, painting has an ugly phase, and it's difficult to deal with, because I'll be painting something and it'll look ugly. And this is not uncommon. This is something that a lot of painters actually go through, because they don't have those like highlights and cool looking things going on. Because right now I'm just like rendering my sketch, so it's pretty apparent what it's gonna look like. But with paintings, it's like you have to develop it over time. and then it'll look good most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, but yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of times when I paint where I just reach the ugly phase and it's like, do I keep going? I don't know. I can just, all I can do is try and then cry. No. But yeah. Like, if you trust issues, dude, tell me about it. No, but I really want to work on my next painting project soon. I have to get some 3D renderings together to like structure it out. Okay, so question because we have some artists in the chat. What do you find more difficult? And if you're watching this video at a later time, I would also like to hear it in the comments. What do you find more difficult, to start a piece or to finish a piece? Because for me, I mean, I've definitely had difficulties in both, but for me, I have more problems starting a piece because I have to like make sure everything is there that I need to start. Like I need to have my reference issues, and I need to have like everything, like my reference pictures and my reference poses and like everything structured together before I start. And sometimes that can be quite a process, and I'm just like, I really need to do that. Like with this painting I'm about to do, I need to put together a bunch of animal references. Like it's a pretty complex piece, and I've been putting it off for 2 years. Most of that has been because I've been underconfident with my painting abilities, but I feel better about it now, to where I'm ready to get started. Starting for traditional, for sure. For digital, it's the opposite. Oh, interesting. I wonder why that is. So that's why starting a piece has been difficult for me, usually. And it's like, I just gotta find the time to sit down, and I'm not one of those people who can just do something in like a 30-minute time span. Like if I have something coming up in 30 minutes, I'm just focused on whatever that is. Like I can't do work in between things. I'm not like James Gurney, who like while the plane is boarding, he's still painting. Like I can't do that. No way. That's never gonna be me. Freaking James Gurney, so cool. Anyways. Yeah, so I just like I have to find the time and like this and that. So something I've been doing lately is just identifying my blockers and prioritizing them. Like this week I just took a bunch of reference pictures. I was like, okay, we're gonna spend an hour or less just taking pictures for all my sketches, and I have all these poses that I did for like 3 or 4 different sketches. So now when I feel like I can sit down and draw, I have those pictures ready. And that's something like I don't like taking pictures of myself. Like I have to set it up on a tripod and like do this and like it's the whole thing. So just getting that out of the way and doing a bunch of them, I feel like really helped. You're the same. Yeah, I know it's I find that when I've asked this question, the majority of artists say that they struggle with finishing a piece, and I've been there, and I think that the reason why there's probably a lot of reasons why. I'll name 2 off the top of my head. For me, it was kind of like I've lost interest in the piece, and it's like, well, I can like start something else which will end up being better. I don't know why I'm still working on this piece. It's really hard when I'm doing traditional painting because my god, there's a lot of hours that go into that. And with inking, these projects typically take a week or less, so that's fine for my attention span. But with painting, oh my, that can take months. So I have to really tell myself yeah, sometimes I just get tired of it and I'm like, I don't really care what happens to this anymore. That's one reason. I think another reason that artists struggle with finishing pieces is that during this part of the process where you're getting all the details in, like the first part of the creative process, you get all your ideas out, you do your sketches, and it's really fun, it's really creative, it's lively. But now it's like drawing like little Hyrule insignias, and like it's not very creative. Like what I'm doing right now is not very creative, honestly. It is a little bit, but this is more of like a technical rendering phase to my work, to where it can be a little mundane. And I think a lot of artists struggle with that, to where they reach this part in their workflow and it's a little more technical and it's not very creative and fun. So I think that's why I like to stream once I get my sketch done and I can just draw little like triforces and stuff, because I'm talking to you guys and I'm having fun while I'm doing it, and I'm not just like sitting there and struggling with trying to get work done because you guys are here. So that might be another reason too. You're convinced he stopped time. I know James Gurney is like a wizard or something. By the way, James Gurney, I've probably brought him up like 5 times already. It's just another artist that he's just a master of color theory. So I've been studying his work a lot lately. Definitely harder starting, not knowing what to draw. Finishing is easy for you. It's done when I don't want to do it anymore. Even photography this year, yeah. So it's harder for you to start something. Yeah, I feel like I've gone through a lot of just phases and reasons why it's been difficult. Because I've definitely been there too, to where it's like, I don't know what to do. I think I've also been in this phase. I wouldn't really call it a phase because it's been like this for a while, to where I have these perfectionist tendencies. And this is something that I really want to do a video about. So I really want to cover this topic about artists and perfectionism, because I feel like a lot of artists go through this, to where they have trouble starting something because they just feel like they're gonna fail, or they just put so much energy in trying to make it look perfect. By the time they actually get around to doing the art, they're just tired or they're just scared they're gonna fail. So that's something that I struggled with for a long time, being like, well, like this isn't gonna look very good, so I'm over it. I don't want to start anymore, I'm scared. And I read this book that really helped me out, because I just spent a week dedicated on fixing that, because it was such a big issue in my life for a lot of things too. And I was like, okay, I just need to calm down, and I need to like really look into this. And what I found is that so many artists deal with this too. I'm like, oh, I'm scared to start. And I'm worried, like I get angry because it's not gonna look good. And I think a lot of artists put pressure on themselves to make something look good, like make every piece be the piece that blows everything else out of the water. And trust me, I want that for everything that I make. I try really hard to make each piece like the one that knocks me to the next skill level. And sometimes that is that piece, but I can't put that pressure on myself. It's too much. And it takes the fun out of drawing, and I don't want to lose that fun, you know? Like art is fun. That's why we're artists, because we enjoy it and it's fun and it's therapeutic and it's relaxing. But yeah, oftentimes with our perfectionist tendencies, it it can make it scary, not fun. So I'm really glad that I just took that week to focus on that stuff. And I'm actually going to read that book again. And I'm going to take some notes, and I do want to like make a in-depth essay, like video essay on artists and perfectionism, because I see this a lot with artists, and I feel like it can really change the way that people work if they understand it more. I got so fired up talking about it. Like, for real. So one thing that did help me out is just making an ugly sketchbook where I could do all my ugly drawings and show nobody. Well, I show my husband and then I get shy and then I don't show anyone. But yeah, just make a sketchbook of ugly drawings, but it's all just for your ideas. And you're like, I want to draw this. And if you're too scared to draw it or make it look like, make it ugly, who cares? You've got that out there now. And yeah, that's helped me out so much. So I have my ugly sketchbook. It's really, it's not even just my ugly, it's just my sketchbook, really. But there's ugly drawings in it. But that's okay. And like, I know these artists out there that just post these beautiful looking sketchbook pages, and I'm like, that's not how my sketchbook looks like. It's ugly. There's like hands that are all, I'm also working on being more confident of drawing images from my imagination. Trying to get that visual library built up. So that's another reason why I've just been like sketching. And it builds up a good habit too. It's a good habit. I know they say to draw every day. Artists typically advise that, and it's good advice, but you really don't have to like put in a lot of effort every day. You can just do like a little scribble, but it's the habit building, and that's what it is. It's the habit building. And do I actually draw every day? Not always, but I've been a lot better at it ever since I've made my ugly sketchbook. So I draw most days. Not every day, but like some days do get really busy and I just forget. But I do most days. Yeah, for iteration, it's a good exercise for that is going back to basics. Yeah, just doing like something simple. I think part of something that I want to work on too. Well, part of why I stopped streaming, and I did explain, I do have a whole YouTube video explaining too, actually, why I stopped streaming and like what was going on during that time. But yeah, part of that was just because I didn't really have, like, I was streaming 3 days a week and I didn't have the time to just think about what to draw. It was more of like, okay, my scheduled stream is coming up, I have to find something to draw. And it wasn't really creative or boundary pushing for me, or, you know, it was just like I would just find stuff and I would draw it, which is fine if you're just practicing, but I would do that a lot. And with something like this, it's like very experimental, and I'm like pushing some limits with what I'm doing right now, and it's actually a little bit scary because I I didn't know if it was gonna look good, but it looks fine so far. But yeah, I didn't have time to do stuff like that, and I just felt very stagnant. Like I was just drawing for content, drawing because I wanted to make something that looked good. So taking that hiatus really helped me and like ground myself. Be like, okay, where do I want to take my art career? What do I want to do with it? And I'm so much happier now with the direction it's going in. And just being able to do my ugly drawings and do sketches out of my ugly drawings. Like this started out as, let's see if I can pull up my ugly drawings of this. 8. Wait, this is a sketch. Look at that. It's so derpy, but that's what I started out with, and then like that's where it is now. So sometimes I do start off my sketches digitally. I like doing them traditionally though. It feels more freeformy. Oh yeah, definitely burnout. So I have 2 YouTube videos up going more in depth about it. The first one is why I unaffiliated from Twitch, which really should be called why I switched to YouTube, because it eventually turned into that. So that's more of like the technical side. And then there's another video that I did, kind of a follow-up to that, just explaining like what happened during my like why I took a break from streaming and what that burnout was like and what I was up to during that time. It does cover like some of those perfectionist things that I just talked about. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Like I felt sad being away from that for that long, but I'm back. I'm back and I don't want to leave. I do like it here on YouTube. And I do miss Twitch, like that community that was there, because YouTube's a little more, it's different really, but I'm enjoying it. I do like making videos, and I think I really want to continue making more videos and continue streaming. I like streaming. I don't think I can do it 3 days a week anymore, but at least once a week, you know, just to like hang out and do stuff while I render. Yeah, quick and dirty iteration. Like sometimes you can, if you spend too long on an idea, it's just like you gotta move on at some point. That's what you gotta do as art, just move on. There's always a point where it's like you're spending too much time in the weeds. Gotta move on. Okay. Have all my lines down more or less. Should probably outline this heart a bit actually. Time is now 6 o'clock, but I don't want to stop. I'll keep going for a little bit. I'll keep going until Miko wants pizza. How about that? Or until I want pizza. Honestly, I can go for some pizza at any point, but okay. Yeah, no, just let me know when you want pizza. Probably be on here for like another half hour. Let's say that. Let's say at least another half hour. Because I usually end my streams around now, but I'm having so much fun. Can't wait to see what you're working on. Are you also having pizza? Goodness, it's just a pizza Friday for the bunch of us. What kind of pizza are you having? Yeah, the pizza was kind of a last minute decision for us. But to be honest, I've been kind of in a pizza mood lately anyways. I have to be in a mood for pizza. Sometimes I'm just not feeling it, but sometimes I'm just like, yes, please. Oh, yeah, that sucks. So are you currently eating a vegan pizza? Oh man, we don't have, well, there is one, there are several vegan pizza spots out here, and there was one that I had that sucked, and then one that I had that was okay. It was not bad. It was a little pricey because it was downtown, but it's not bad. But then I went to Fort Worth with Miko's family, and there is this pizza shop that is vegan, and it's so good. It is called Pizza Verde, and it's made out of, like, the cheese is made out of almonds. It's so good. Like, his family's not even vegan, and they go there. And for me, I mean, I've been trying to eat more vegan lately. I actually don't really like eating dairy all that much. I think I've just progressively been more lactose intolerant, but sometimes it's fine. Like today it's fine. I'll deal with it. Yeah, it's so good, but they don't have that in Vegas, and it makes me sad because I would eat there all the time. Yeah, that's the hardest thing about vegan food, in my opinion, is that it doesn't have that dairy consistency, that creaminess to it that dairy typically has. So it can be a little hard to switch over. I think vegan food has gotten a lot better though, and I think it's continuing to get better, so I'm very hopeful for that. And honestly, I'm fine with pizza without cheese, like what you're saying. Focaccia. So is focaccia, is that the bread? So it's just like a flatbread, right? Yeah, so that sounds pretty good. Like a flatbread is a good alternative or option to that. Yeah, I remember, so I go to this bakery sometimes. Sometimes I just like to go a little bit further down the street to the bakery and pick up a loaf of bread because bakery bread. But they had focaccia there, so I got to try some, and so good. And if you can make that stuff gluten-free, that's awesome. I think, do you also make your own bread? I know Annie makes his own bread. Annie, our lovely mod. I think he's really busy with school stuff lately, because he's a teacher and it's school season. Oh no. I think Annie makes gluten-free bread also. So if you want, I can ask him for the recipe. We can put it in Discord or something. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to share it with you. Because he does that quite often. Yeah, I hate when you bake, I hate whenever I try to bake stuff and it's just like a brick. That happened when I was making these brownie muffins. I guess just brownies, but in a muffin tin. But I made them in like the little tiny muffin tins. And they just turned into bricks. I was sad. Probably because I was baking them in such a tiny container. So it probably baked faster. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, sounds like it can be fun though. Cookbooks, I'm sure there's people there who know what they're doing. I've been seeing a lot more restaurants and stuff having gluten-free options, so I think gluten-free is also a diet, or like gluten-free cooking has been better over the years. Costco things. I haven't been at Costco in so long. I haven't been to Costco since 2019, I think. But I mean, I don't have a membership, so there's that. But I know Costco has some really good stuff. That's a good place to look. Oh, is that part of what they sell? Like the rice and rice noodles? Sounds good. Can't go wrong with some noodles. Sounds like the storms have stopped, so I think it should be fine getting some pizza tonight. Just don't like driving in the rain. It sucks out here in Vegas driving in the rain because people are crazy whenever it rains. And the roads get really slippery from all the oil. Yeah, for those of you who missed it, it's been it's starting today. It's gonna be all stormy all weekend long, and that's not very typical for Vegas weather. Usually we get like half a day of rain and then it goes away, if any. But we have a hurricane coming up in Baja California, so we're getting like the tail end of that, so it's gonna be stormy quite a bit. Like, we're gonna be fine. So, and I think California, like, I looked at the weather for California and Mexico and the places that are gonna get hit with that, and it seems like they're gonna be fine too. It's just gonna be more like a tropical storm. But currently in the ocean, it is a hurricane. So if you're in the ocean, it's not a good time. But on land, people should be fine. Yeah, I saw that. Like a year's worth of rain. And I think here in Vegas too. But honestly, a year's worth of rain here is like 2 inches. Which I think Sunday it's gonna rain like an inch of rain. Yeah, I believe that. I believe it's gonna rain a lot from that, because we never get consecutive days of rain here. So that's pretty crazy. And it's crazy to think that technically a hurricane is hitting Vegas. Like, who would have ever thought? Like, we're in a desert. I think even Arizona too. Like the whole southwest region getting some of that rain. Yeah, I know, right? Pretty wild. So we've been getting these when it rains here, so the weather here is like 100 days of pure sunshine, no clouds, 90, 100-degree weather. And then it rains. This summer we've been getting these really, really, really tiny, fierce, spicy rain clouds that will go over maybe like a mile or 2 square foot, and it'll just hail and thunder and rain really hard. Yeah, even hail, which is nuts. And the rest of the city will just be fine. It's like, whoa, these spicy little clouds. Yeah, the weather is so strange, especially out here. It's pretty strange. Love. I love looking up the weather and learning about it. Maybe we can turn that light box off right now. Coloring some shapes. I'll turn it on if I need help. So I don't know. I usually don't know when I'm gonna stream next, but like I said, I do prepare the stream URL 24 hours in advance, or earlier. I think I want to try to stream on a Wednesday. I feel like I have the bandwidth to. My schedule is really all over the place lately because I've been waiting on interviews, and I've been doing like a job search lately, and it's been a whole thing. But anyways, yeah, I think I do want to stream a little earlier in the week because all I have left to do is just fill this in, and I really want to finish this. So maybe Wednesday, but I would like to say sooner, like Monday. That would be really cool. But a lot of stuff comes up on Mondays, so I don't want to say Monday. So like Wednesday seems like a good day. I do have a whole background I want to put in here. And even though it's a simple background, it's probably going to take a minute because it's a bunch of circles. That's what it's going to be. Okay, I do need this back on. In his face. But it's probably going to be like an hour of drawing circles, if anything. And then if I stream and I finish this piece early, I'll just draw stuff. I can never run out of things to draw. Whoa. Storms are back. That was loud. But yeah. With this pen, I have to like flood it every once in a while. Sometimes it goes dry and then you have to refill it. That's how we got those ink splatters here in the bottom, which are going to be easy to clean up, like I said. Yeah, Epidemic's not bad. It's not bad. I'm enjoying it. I do have a year subscription. So with playing music on YouTube and streaming especially, I have to be really careful. They're a lot more strict than Twitch is. Like, they detect anything right away. It's like, I think it's more like I can't be monetized. I might still be able to have it up there, but I actually could get copyright strikes, depending. But I know that, like, for YouTube partners, there's a creator camp which enables YouTubers to have access to a larger bank of music that actually is from like I don't want to say actual artists, but because I don't want to diss on royalty-free music artists, they cool too, but from like name more known artists and more known songs. So there's that, which is pretty cool. That'd be cool. I can't wait to get YouTube partner. Y'all, I think there's like 2 tiers to YouTube partner. There's at 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time, I get to the first stage, which is being able to monetize from like chat subscriptions and memberships and all that stuff. Kind of like how Twitch subscriptions operate. So that's cool. And then the second is at 1,000 and 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which is where I get to monetize from ads. But yeah, I'm getting there. I think at the moment, the watch hours that I'm trying to build up, so I'm trying to come out with more videos for that. And yeah, be sure to check out my stuff if you haven't yet. I got 4 long form videos on my channel, soon to be 5. Just been having fun with it overall. That's the most important thing. You're having fun. But yeah, this playlist, it's not bad. I also get my sound effects from Epidemic. I can use sound effects in my videos. I've just been vibing to this playlist the whole time, honestly. But set to like the house music playlist, so stuff that's easy to work to. Alright, I think I'm going to end it here. Boom! Yeah, that's what we got so far. So next stream, which is, like I said, probably Wednesday? Question mark? Um, yeah, I do have something going on Wednesday, but it's in the morning, so that's okay. But yeah, Wednesday, not Wednesday, be sure to check out our Discord server. That link is in the description. Anyone's welcome to join, and it's for artists supporting artists there, and you don't have to be a visual artist. You can be a cook. You can cook food, express that creativity through that, or through any means really. We just all want to like hang out and see what you've been working on and support you. So I'll be announcing stuff on there, and we all just hang out there. And also be sure to check out some more of my videos if you haven't yet. And I also do have my socials and my web store, and a mailing list as well in the description below. Got some cool stuff there. And once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I had a lot of fun working on this piece, and I can't wait to work on part 2. And with that, have a good weekend, y'all. See you later. Oh, thank you so much, Fion, Polar Martian, Miko Bites, and everyone else hanging out. And with that, I'm gonna go get some pizza now. Bye! How do I turn off the stream? How do I do it? Here it is. Bye! Bye.